You're rolling through the back roads of Arkansas, windows down, breeze in your face, just trying to grab a sandwich late at night. Honk! And boom, you just broke the law. Yep, in Arkansas, your car horn might land you in more trouble than you'd expect. But that's just the appetizer. From outlawed haircuts to legally required beliefs, the natural state has a hidden side that's anything but natural. Pack your things and let's explore this together. Because Arkansas isn't just about the Ozarks and fried catfish. It's also home to some of the weirdest laws you've probably never heard of. Arkansas is known for its scenic beauty, southern charm, and a whole lot of history. But nestled between the lush mountains and small-town diners are laws so strange, you'd think someone made them up after a long day in the sun. These aren't just outdated rules no one follows. They were real laws, passed with actual government stamps of approval. And the weirdest part? Some of them are still technically active today. What was going on in Arkansas's lawmaking rooms? Were they protecting peace or just making sure no one got too flirty on the sidewalk? Let's find out. The thing about laws is, they're meant to maintain order, right? But what happens when the laws start sounding like punchlines from a bad sitcom? Do they reflect the culture of their time? Are they remnants of deep-seated beliefs? Or are they just legal fossils Arkansas forgot to dig up and toss out? Whether still enforced or simply resting on paper like forgotten museum pieces, these laws tell a story of how bizarre order can sometimes get in the name of decency, peace, and sandwiches? In 1881, the Arkansas General Assembly wasn't debating taxes or land rights. They were debating pronunciation. Yes, with all the issues a growing state could face, lawmakers took to the floor and officially declared that the state's name must be pronounced Arkansas. Not Arkansas, not Arkansas. Just one single state-approved way. Why? Because this wasn't about phonetics. It was about identity. For a state forged from a mix of Native American, French, and American influences, the way its name rolled off the tongue mattered. Mispronouncing it wasn't technically a crime, but it was treated like one in spirit. To say it wrong was to betray history, to insult state pride, to misunderstand the roots of Arkansas culture. And while you won't find a pronunciation police hiding in the bushes, you just might earn yourself a hard stare, a lesson in local lore, or, if you're really unlucky, a passionate history lecture from a lifelong Arkansan. In the heart of Little Rock, during the prim and proper days of 1918, a simple wink could land you behind bars. No, seriously. A city ordinance made it illegal to flirt in public, an actual crime. Back then, the line between harmless charm and criminal solicitation was razor thin, and lawmakers weren't about to take any chances. Their goal? Clamp down on what they deemed inappropriate street behavior. But the result was something out of a twisted rom-com, a world where catching someone's eye or cracking a cheeky smile on a street corner could get you arrested and thrown in jail for up to 30 days. That's right, 30 days, just for being a little too friendly. The streets of Little Rock were being scrubbed of spontaneity, where affection became a legal hazard. It wasn't just a crackdown, it was a full-blown war against public chemistry. Romance, it turns out, had to wait for court approval. It's 9:01 p.m. in Little Rock. You're driving down a quiet street craving a late-night sandwich. A cozy deli glows on the corner, lights warm, neon sign buzzing softly. You see your friend exiting with a towering hoagie, so you tap your horn for a friendly honk. Just a quick beep. That harmless sound? You've just broken the law. Yes, in Little Rock, honking your horn near establishments serving cold drinks or sandwiches after 9 p.m. is illegal. This bizarre ordinance wasn't designed to protect sandwiches, though that would be oddly wholesome, but to maintain nighttime peace. Maybe it was passed to stop drag racers from treating diners like cheering sections or to keep sleepy neighborhoods undisturbed. Either way, it's real, it's written, and it's still technically active. So, if your sandwich run ends in sirens, don't say you weren't warned. In Little Rock, the only thing louder than your appetite should be your silence. In early 20th century Arkansas, a woman's hairstyle wasn't just fashion, it was a career risk. Female teachers who dared to cut their hair into a bob, that sleek, shoulder-grazing style that defined the roaring 20s, were met with serious consequences. A simple snip of scissors could mean the end of a promotion, or worse, termination. The bob was labeled unprofessional, as though a haircut could somehow unravel a woman's authority in the classroom. Behind this odd restriction was a deeper fear. The bob represented independence, rebellion, and a departure from traditional femininity. To school boards rooted in conservative values, a woman asserting that kind of autonomy was alarming. The classroom wasn't just about lessons, it was about control. And a haircut? That was an act of silent defiance. So in Arkansas, while women shaped young minds by day, they were warned to keep their appearance in line, or risk losing everything they'd worked for. In Fayetteville, Arkansas, the sun may set gently over the hills, but the laws get unusually strict when the clock strikes 6. According to a city ordinance, dogs are expected to mute their barks after 6 p.m. That's right. Once dinner time rolls around, canine conversations become legally questionable. This peculiar law wasn't just someone's random idea. It reflects a community effort to maintain absolute serenity during the evening hours. Barking, once considered a harmless background noise, became a potential threat to the town's tranquility. While enforcement remains a mystery unless local authorities are secretly training hounds to police themselves, the law still stands as a silent warning to noisy pets and their unsuspecting owners. What prompted this? Was it a feud between neighbors? Or a single sleepless night turned legal battle? Whatever the origin, the idea of outlawing a dog's bark after dark leaves an eerie tone hanging in the quiet Arkansas air. Deep in the heart of Fayetteville, Arkansas, the squirrels are safer than most politicians. There's a law on the books so strict, so wildly protective, that it sounds more like a decree from an animal kingdom than a city ordinance. Within city limits, it is absolutely illegal to kill, shoot, chase, wound, or even molest a wild animal. Yes, molest, a word not typically associated with raccoons or possums, but taken very seriously here. The law doesn't just stop at the act of hunting. It draws a line in the dirt and dares anyone to cross it, even if all you did was annoy a deer. The implication? Every wild creature that steps onto Fayetteville soil is essentially under legal sanctuary. No BB guns, no slingshots, no accidental rock throws toward that noisy bird on your fence. Whether it's a rabbit hopping through your garden or a fox slipping down the alley, their right to exist peacefully is backed by city law. And while enforcement may not involve stealth wildlife officers hiding in bushes, the message is loud and clear: disturb nature, and you're the one who's breaking the peace. In Fayetteville, it's the animals who rule the streets, and they've got the law on their side. Buried deep within the Arkansas Constitution lies a clause so jarring, so blatantly unconstitutional by today's standards, that it feels more like a fictional dystopian rule than a real-life legal document. Article 19, Section 1 boldly states that anyone who denies the existence of God is disqualified from holding public office in the state. No courtroom drama, no political scandal, just a quiet, persistent law sitting in ink, untouched for over a century. Though federal rulings in the First Amendment have rendered it legally toothless, the clause remains unedited, like a forgotten landmine in the legal landscape. It's not enforced, but it exists. The unsettling part isn't just its wording, but what it represents. A time when religious conformity wasn't just cultural, it was legally mandated. It's a chilling reminder that the intersection of belief and governance was once, and perhaps still is, closer than we'd like to think. What's more, attempts to remove or amend it have met political silence, as though acknowledging its existence would stir ghosts better left alone. It sits there quietly, waiting. A relic from an era that prioritized faith over freedom, inked into the very fabric of a state's identity. And it's still there, hidden in plain sight. Arkansas might seem like a peaceful southern state, But dig a little deeper, and you'll find laws that raise more eyebrows than a cat walking into a courtroom. Whether they were made out of necessity, fear, or just a strong dislike for noise near deli meats, these laws paint a fascinating, if slightly absurd, portrait of the state's evolving values. But this is just the beginning. There are probably weirder laws out there, still hiding in the legal shadows, waiting to be discovered. So, what's the strangest law you've heard of? And what do you think it says about the place you call home? Think you've heard it all? Trust me, Arkansas is just scratching the surface. There are plenty more laws out there, lurking in old books, waiting to blow your mind or make you laugh till you cry. If you've stumbled upon a weird law in your state, or if you've ever accidentally broken one, we want to hear about it. Drop your story in the comments and share the weirdness. And if you love digging into bizarre bits of American life like this, please like and subscribe to this channel and share this video with your fellow law-abiding sandwich lovers. Until next time, stay curious, stay weird, and definitely keep the flirting to a minimum, just in case.